Hello, Ashenmore here, and it's finally time for the last week of the regular season for the ABA. My opponent this time is Bacon Chest and the St. Kilda Serperiors. I'm first place in the league at the moment with a record of 9-1, and Bacon is second place with a record of 8-2, but our differentials are currently at 29 and 22, so as long as I kill at least 3 things in this battle, I'll still keep the number 1 spot regardless of whether I win or not, and then I'll end up playing Mini Shay in the Atlanta Braviaries for the semifinals. But if I lose and I don't kill 3 things, I'll end up in second place and I'll play James and the Los Angeles Lucario's again, which is not really a desirable outcome for me because they're the only team I've lost against so far. At any rate, I'm aiming to win this game, if at all possible, since it determines the number 1 spot, and I really wanted that, so hype! My team is at the bottom left and Serperiors' pool is on the right, as usual. The biggest threats on his team are Celesteela, Lando T, Celebi, and Mega Gyarados, and he's got a pretty good team going here. My expectation is he brings all of those that I just mentioned and adds Zapdos and probably Scarf Kyurem. He could leave Garabak in favor of Primarina, because that does a pretty good job of walling Kingdra and doing a lot of damage to a couple things on my team. But I feel like he'd lose a lot of offensive pressure by doing that. He could also leave Lando T back since it's not a great matchup for that Mon, but it's his best way of protecting Celesteela from Thundurus. So I'm kind of expecting him to bring it just for that reason alone. I also fully expect that because I've brought some Kartana variant every single week, that he could bring Boomburst, Swallow, or fully specially offensive Alolan Persian to counter it. But Scarf Kyurem kind of fills that role, with the difference that Kartana can't actually OHKO or do that much damage to Persian since it has the Fur Coat ability. But anyway, the hardest Pokemon to break on his team is going to be Celesteela, and I only have 2 Pokemon that can do that job, Thundurus T and Chandelure, and I'm not bringing Chandelure in this matchup for reasons I'll explain later. So, Thundurus T it is, General Kenobi coming out again. We're going to be running Electrium Z, because natively, if he's fully Spadef Celesteela, we're not going to be able to kill it with Thunderbolt. And in fact, we're not even going to be able to guarantee a kill with Thunder. So we're going to have a way to guarantee kill that thing every single time. And this is how we're going to do that. Thunderbolt has reliability, Thunder has power, and if I have the rain up, Thunder will get me OHKOs that I wouldn't normally get. For instance, Mega Gyarados at full HP doesn't die to Thunderbolt. Ever. That's not very good. So, I'm bringing Thunder as just kind of an upscale version. Additionally, the Z move off of Thunder is going to hit a hell of a lot harder. So, even if he switches into something that resists, it's going to take way more damage. Nasty Plot's there if I get the potential to boost. If I can boost on this guy and he doesn't have a threat that's faster than it, I'll basically win the game. I was originally planning on running Agility as well, but I can't think of anything I'm going to be up against on this team that's going to let me boost twice. And in fact, I can only think of one thing that's going to even let me boost with Nasty Plot, and that's Zapdos, potentially. Because the best thing he could run against Thundurus T is Ancient Power, and that's only going to do 60% maximum damage. Hidden Power Ice is here specifically for Lando T, although I do expect that he's going to be playing Yachi Berry. A lot of this game is going to end up coming down to whether or not he predicts when I'm going to use the Electric Z move. So for instance, if it ends up with Celesteela versus Thundurus T, if he switches and I go for the Z move and he switches into Lando T, I'm going to probably lose this match. Especially if he's Yachi Berry, and I think he would only do that if he was Yachi Berry. Alternatively, Celesteela is his Z Captain, so it can use Continental Crush, and that will guarantee a KO on Thundurus, regardless of my investment or his. I fully expect that to be the case, and if that's the case, he should know that fully invested he will live Thunderbolt or Thunder, and he should opt to use Continental Crush. Will he expect the Electrium Z? I don't know. I've brought it before twice, it's a gamble that I'm probably just going to have to make, and I feel fine making it. Other options I considered were Phytinium Z with Focus Blast to kill Kyurem, which otherwise completely walls this set, but that's really the only Pokemon that does that. So I've got other stuff for Kyurem, I'm not too worried about that. Also, a good note is that Zapdos can only do 60% maximum damage with HP Ice, so another reason why I'm bringing Nasty Plot. Then we, of course, need our Rain Enabler, Pelipper. We're bringing Damp Rock this time because I'm running both of my Rain Sweepers, and I need maximum uptime on Rain. I'm bringing Scald. It's going to give me a 96% minimum roll on Lando T if he's not heavily invested in special defense. That's even with his full HP. So if he's running some sort of double dance build that doesn't run high defense or HP, we'll probably just kill it with Scald. Hurricane's a good move. That's basically in case I end up in a matchup where it's Pelipper versus Mega Gyarados. Defog in case he starts setting up spikes with Suicide Frostlass lead. And then for the last slot, I was kind of debating, but since I don't really need Ice Beam for anything, I'm going to do Toxic in case he switches into stuff that I can just wear down over time. I don't really think I'm going to get many chances to Roost against anything, so I'm not going to play Roost. It's also worth noting that Stone Edge doesn't kill from Lando or Celesteela or Continental Crush. So Continental Crush from Celesteela, even if he's maximally attack invested, will still not kill Pelipper. I think it's max roll of 97%, which is pretty critical, because if Pelipper can't set Rain twice in this battle, I'm also probably not going to win it. The only Pokemon that this really walls and could just have its way with is Alolan Persian if he ends up bringing that. But I don't really expect that matchup to really happen. Alright, so Kingdra is next. Life Orb. We're running Hydro Pump. That's a 56% chance in the rain to kill an uninvested defensively Celesteela. It also has a chance to kill Zapdos if it's not invested in anything but HP. It's only walled by Primarina, Kyurem, and Celebi. Draco Meteor will deal with the Kyurem and can kill Mega Gyarados from about 59%, so if it's taken some prior damage, we can kill that. Signal Beam will kill Celebi, also can get 50% damage on Mega Gyarados, so I'm definitely bringing that. In that instance, the only thing that can really wall me is the Primarina. And there's nothing Kingdra can do to Primarina, to be honest. This set will also outspeed Scarf Kyurem in the rain, and I'm going to make one more mention about the last move, Clear Smog. So, after a Draco Meteor, that can prevent the Mega Gyarados from boosting in my face, while also doing some damage in the meantime to save me some momentum. I'm also considering Surf just for accuracy, because that will still guarantee a kill on Landorus T. And I might switch that before the battle. I'm not really sure. I feel like in this particular instance, since I only actually have to kill 3 Mons, it's probably better overall if I just have a way to stop the Gyarados from boosting on a weakened Kingdra. But that's Kingdra. Next up, we got Swampert, and Swampert absolutely has to come in this matchup, because it's basically my best, tankiest Pokemon. I'm going to be running Waterfall as a general coverage move. Earthquake actually has a chance to kill Primarina if he's not really invested into defense, which I kind of don't expect him to be. Ice Punch is there to hit Zapdos, Celebi, and Lando T, especially if I'm not in the rain. And Power Up Punch, I was really thinking about, he's got 3 Intimidate users, and I expect him to bring 2 of them, Gyarados and Lando T. So one of the ways I can prevent loss of momentum because of having to switch Swampert out so I don't get boosted against is by just running Power Up Punch, and then if I can predict a switch into Gyarados or Landorus T, I can get some residual damage and get rid of the Intimidate drop as well. I was actually thinking about running either Stealth Rock or a secondary Rain Dance on Swampert, but he's going to be too slow to really get off a Rain Dance, especially if he's low later on in the battle. And Stealth Rock, while it's very important, I have other mons that can do it. So I'm opting for the Power-Up Punch. That's also going to enable me to hit Kyurem and 2HKO Kyurem, and potentially just sweep his entire team, depending on how it goes. So that's Swampert. We're also going to be bringing Bell Daddy again. And somehow he managed to lose all of his investments. I don't know how the game does this. Anyway, be running it Brave Max Attack again, although this time with leftovers. The reason we're doing Brave Max Attack is because we can kill Kyurem every time, and I can tank any move Kyurem has. So this is basically my backup answer to Kyurem. It also answers Swellow or Alolan Persian or Frostlass. It has a lot of answers. Stealth Rock, this is going to be my way to get that up. Reflect is going to prevent me from losing the game if he switches in Mega Gyarados against me, because if he Dragon Dances, I can go for Reflect, and then I can switch out, and he'll only do the same amount of damage he would have done completely unboosted. Explosion is there for when Bronzong has basically outlived his usefulness and wants to do 70% damage or better to literally anything on his team that's not named Celesteela. And finally, in the last slot, I'm going to be running Minshao. Scarf Minshao. That's going to outspeed everything he's got. So the Persian, the Swellow if he brings it, Scarf Kyurem always going to outspeed it, +1 Gyarados always going to outspeed it, and he's going to kill all of those things guaranteed with High Jump Kick, as well as dealing 50% or better damage to anything else that's not named Landorus T. U-Turn can actually gain a kill against Celebi just naturally. Stone Edge can pressure Zapdos after it takes rocks damage. I think it's an Oko. And then for the last move, I was really thinking about running Knockoff, but then I realized against most things, I'm just going to want to hit High Jump Kick or U-Turn anyway. And if I lose Pelipper to some sort of fuckery, like a random Hidden Power Electric or some other move that I didn't really foresee, or a crit, I have to have a secondary option to get Rain up for a second time at some point. And this guy is about the only way I can think of to do that. And actually keep my Rain Sweepers safe. I could have put it on the Bell, but I wanted the Reflect, and I need the rocks on something. And I need the move slots on the other Mons so that I don't get swept. So, opting to put it right here, because I don't really need the other move slot. This is also going to help me outspeed Suicide Lead Frostlass and break that sash with U-Turn. Kind of like the way we did with Galvantula against our battle with Edge. I really thought for a long time about whether I was going to bring this guy or whether I was going to bring Kartana. Kartana has an advantage in boosting and be able to move select and not accidentally killing itself with the 10% roll and High Jump Kick. And also killing Primarina, which I don't have a whole hell of a lot against. But then Minshao can actually outspeed an Oko all of the weird counters that he would bring specifically for Kartana, as well as dealing massive damage to literally everything without needing a boost. Potential momentum plays with U-Turn, and the ability to hit Steela hard if it comes down in the late game to just Steela versus Minshao. It's basically going to allow me to beat tech that he would have brought specifically for Kartana. And I've played Kartana every single week, like I've said. So I feel like this is a better choice. If it comes down to not having that grass attack against the Primarina, I'll be kind of sad, yeah. But High Jump Kick is still going to do at least 50% to that Mon. Some options I didn't end up bringing. Scarf Chandler with Overheat. I thought about it because it kills Celesteela all the time. but it's not very good against other stuff. And if Scarf Chandler were to use Overheat against the Celesteela and he still had Gyarados up or Landorus T up, I could lose the game right there because they could just boost in my face. It's also not very good against Alolan Persian or Frostlass, and I expect him to bring probably Alolan Persian, maybe, because fully specially invested Alolan Persian can actually kill Kartana. So it'd be a really great counter to that. I also briefly considered Tentacruel, but it really can't happen because he's got Celebi. Tentacruel doesn't really do anything against the Mega Gyarados. He's got Zapdos. He's got Landorus T. So just no Tentacruel. Also, Minshao does a better job at pretty much everything Ribombee could do, so I wasn't really interested in bringing Ribombee. And he has a lot of special attackers, and only one of them that I really expect to be using a grass move. Well, I guess 3 of them could use grass moves. So Miltank wouldn't necessarily be awful, but I don't really need it, so I'm not bringing it. That pretty much does it for the team builder, though. This match is going to be pretty difficult. I'm hoping I can walk away with the W, or at least the 3K. If not, then we'll still make playoffs, and we still have a chance at winning the title. So I hope you guys check out the match against Bacon Chest. Wish me luck. Wish him luck. I'll see you in the battle video. Thanks for watching.